Look down at the zero turn in your garage, or the one you're about to drop $6,000 on this weekend, and find that little flag badge on the frame. On a whole lot of these machines, that badge is the most expensive thing on the mower that isn't actually true, because American is a slippery word in this business. A company can be born here, headquartered here, run by folks who bleed red, white, and blue, and still have the actual machine cut, bent, and welded on the other side of the planet, then snapped together over here just fast enough to earn a patriotic sticker. So I quit trusting the marketing and started following the steel. One test, no exceptions, who still takes raw American steel and turns it into a finished zero turn under their own roof. Cut, weld, build, with almost nothing foreign left on it but the engine, not lightly assembled from a world of imported parts, genuinely built here. The list that survives is brutally short. 5 companies, 5 small towns you've probably driven right past. And the giants. You pictured the second I said American zero turn, John Deere and Toro. They don't clear it. Not because they build nothing here. They run real plants on U.S. soil. It's that their finished machines lean on the softer, assembled in USA label, carrying far more foreign content than the 4 you're about to meet. One last thing, because every other video skips it. You can't legally slap Made in USA on a machine just for waving a flag. The FTC rule is strict. A product has to be all or virtually all made here to wear those words clean. And even my 4 can't fully clear that bar because of one specific part bolted on top of every single one of them. The engine. I'll show you exactly where that line falls for each. Let's get started. All right, number 1, and we're starting with the name that ought to make every big brand on this list a little uncomfortable, because they're all standing on something this company built first. Wright, out of Frederick, Maryland, family-owned, family-run, top to bottom. And the story doesn't start in some gleaming corporate boardroom. It starts with a guy named Bill Wright, who was out cutting grass for a living. That's it, a landscaper. He started his lawn business back in 1981, and like every landscaper who's ever lived, he got dead tired of equipment that slowed him down. So he did something most folks only complain about. He built his own fix, a welded steel grass catcher in 1983, a stand-on sulky for walk-behind mowers in 1988, and then, in 1997, the big one, the machine that changed this whole industry. Bill Wright invented the stand-on mower, the first one, period. Think about what that actually means. Every stand-on machine you've ever seen a crew unload off a trailer, that whole category exists because a Maryland landscaper figured out you could plant the operator right between the rear wheels, drop the weight to the center, and build something shorter, nimbler, and flat out more productive than anything sitting next to it. Wright's engineering team has pulled over 50 U.S. patents since. And here's the part that tells you everything. The giants noticed. In 2012, John Deere, yeah, that John Deere, came knocking and cut a deal to build stand-on mowers using Wright's patented technology. Let that sink in. The biggest name in green had to license the design from a family shop in Frederick. And when that agreement came up to renew in 2016, Wright walked away from it. They didn't need Deere. Deere needed them. Now let's talk about the machine, because the pedigree means nothing if the iron's soft, and it is anything but. Take their flagship stand-on, the Stander Zoer K, now in its 3rd generation. You get high horsepower EFI power, your choice of Kawasaki or Vanguard. Dual fuel tanks holding up to 15.5 gallons, so you fuel up once and run a long, brutal day without crawling back to the truck. The drive system runs a 16 cubic centimeter hydro gear pump with big cooling fans feeding 15 cubic inch wheel motors. That's real torque and real speed on demand. The Aero Core deck delivers a premium cut in a tight, compact package. The engine floats with the deck to keep the belts level across every cut height. And they run a quad lever control setup with a suspension platform that soaks up the punishment so your body doesn't have to. You can spec it in a 52, 61, or 72-inch deck. And Wright didn't stop inventing either. They were first to bring a full production autonomous stand-on to market, the autonomous ZK, a robotic crew member that runs your big open properties on its own while your people handle the detail work. The badge on this one isn't a marketing trick. Wright stamps it right on the bottom of every page they print. Designed and built in Frederick, Maryland, USA. The steel gets cut, the frame gets welded, the machine gets bolted together right there. The engine, like every honest brand on this list, comes from a specialist. Now, let me give it to you straight, because that's the deal we made. Wright is a commercial brand built for the pro who mows all day, every day. If you've got a small, flat backyard and you want a cushy seat and a cup holder, this isn't your Huckleberry. These are stand-on workhorses for people who cut grass for money. And that's the thing about hiding in plain sight. Our next brand took it even further, because for years they were building machines you've absolutely seen on a dealer floor. You just had somebody else's name stamped on the hood. Number 2. And this one's my favorite kind of story, because for years the machine was right there in front of America and almost nobody knew its real name. Country Clipper. Out of Corydon, Iowa, a little farm town about 80 miles south of Des Moines. And to understand why this brand belongs on a list about honest badges, you've got to hear how it started. The parent company is Shivers Manufacturing, family-owned, founded back in 1968. And here's the twist. Shivers didn't start out building mowers at all. They built grain dryers, counterflow grain drying systems for farmers, real, heavy, farm-built American engineering. Then in 1984, somebody at Shivers had a sharp idea. Grain dryers sell in the fall. The factory and the workforce sat idle in the spring. So why not build something that sells in spring? Mowers? Just like that, Country Clipper was born, and it became one of the first 8 zero-turn manufacturers in the entire industry. But here's the part that ties right back to that badge in the store. In its early years, Country Clipper quietly built zero turns for major brands, including Yazoo, Bush Hog, Dixon, and Snapper. A homeowner could walk onto a dealer lot, buy a familiar brand, and never realize the steel underneath had been cut and welded in Corydon, Iowa the whole time. They were the builder behind the badge, and then they did something not one giant on this list has ever dared to copy. In 1989, Country Clipper developed the lawn and garden industry's first joystick-controlled zero-turn mower and officially launched it in 1990. And here's the kicker. The very first joystick machine didn't even wear a Country Clipper badge. It hit the market as a snapper. Think about what that joystick actually does. Most zero turns hand you 2 lap bars and expect you to learn the dance. Country Clipper said, 1 hand, 1 stick, push, lean, turn. It's that simple. And if you prefer the traditional setup, they still offer twin levers across the lineup. Then there's the feature that'll change your Saturdays, the patented stand-up deck, introduced in 1998. Instead of jacking up the mower and crawling underneath to surface blades or scrape grass buildup, the entire deck pivots into a service position in minutes. Pair that with the Contour DTS system, a center pivoting front axle and dual independent deck suspension that lets the deck follow uneven ground instead of scalping it, plus a fuel tank mounted under the seat to lower the center of gravity, and you've got a machine designed by people who actually mow rough property. Now, the iron itself. On the residential side, you've got the Avenue, the Boulevard, and the flagship XLT. The XLT runs a 24-horsepower Kawasaki FAR 73 OV V-twin Hydro Gear ZT3100 drives, and your choice of a 48, 52, or 60-inch deck. That deck is 12-gauge steel with 10-gauge reinforcements and a 3/8-inch wear bar along the leading edge. Step up to the commercial series, the Challenger and the Charger. And the Charger brings Kawasaki V-twin or Kohler Command Pro Power from 25.5 to 27 horse commercial pump and wheel motor hydraulics with an oil cooler, fabricated decks in 52 or 60 inches, and 1.1/8 spindle shafts riding in cast iron housings. Now I owe you the downsides because that's the promise. Country Clipper's biggest weakness isn't the machine, it's finding one. The dealer network is relatively small. If you've got a dealer nearby, great. If you don't, parts and service can become a real inconvenience on a machine you're planning to own for a decade. Our next brand took the opposite approach, putting nearly everything under one roof in Colorado and refusing to outsource anything it could build itself. Number 3, and if you want to see what real American-made actually looks like with your own 2 eyes, point your truck toward Fort Collins, Colorado, because this next outfit doesn't just build mowers here. They build damn near every piece of them here, on purpose. Walker. And the story behind that name tells you everything about how they do business. It goes all the way back to 1953 to a Kansas farm where a father named Max Walker built his 7-year-old son a little model Caterpillar for Christmas. That toy lit a fire. Max kept tinkering, kept designing, and in 1974 the family set up shop in Fort Collins. The first Walker mower rolled out in 1980. 25 machines that entire year. Today, they've built more than 170,000. And here's the part that matters for this list. Walker is still independent and family-owned. Bob and Dean Walker built the company, and today it's in the hands of the 3rd generation. No conglomerate, no private equity takeover, just a family that never sold the keys. So let's talk about how they do it, because this is the proof, not the slogan. Walker operates out of a 216,000 square foot factory in Fort Collins and lives by one stubborn rule: insource everything you possibly can. Their fabrication department takes raw steel and turns it into more than 1,700 unique parts for their own machines. Every weld, every bracket, every component they can realistically build themselves. They even keep production running year-round so their workforce has steady work through the winter. And when it comes to the badge, they don't play games. Walker says a high percentage of its materials and components are of U.S. origin. High percentage, not all. That's a company telling you the truth instead of waving a flag in your face. Now the machine, because Walker is unlike anything else on this list. Their signature is the Grass Handling System, or GHS, and they invented it. Instead of hanging a bulky catcher off the back, the collection system is built into the machine itself. A powerful vacuum pulls clippings through an internal blower and packs them into the catcher. Compact, clean, and remarkably efficient. Then there's the front-mounted deck. You can trim with precision on both sides, and the decks swap out easily for collection, mulching, or side discharge work. One machine, multiple jobs. Take their workhorse, Model T. The chassis is an all-welded frame built from 3/8 inch by 2-inch steel. The T23 runs a 23-horse Kohler Command Pro, while the T27 steps up to a 26.5-horse fuel-injected Kohler Command Pro EFI. Both use Walker's own hydrostatic drive system and unique control layout designed around delivering an exceptionally clean, manicured cut. And the lineup runs deep: S, C, T, D, R, B, and H models, covering everything from residential properties to commercial work. On warranty, Walker keeps it straightforward. A typical Model T includes a 2-year machine warranty, a 3-year or 1,000-hour drive system warranty, and a 3-year engine warranty for the original registered owner. They stand behind the machine, and they spell out the limits clearly. Our next brand took that same philosophy and scaled it into one of the most respected names in commercial mowing, an outfit out of Wisconsin that builds nearly everything itself and refuses to put anybody else's badge on the hood. Number 4, and now we get to the name. The pros say with respect, the one the public walks right past on a dealer floor without a clue what they're looking at. Scag, out of Mayville, Wisconsin. Pull up behind almost any serious mowing crew in this country and watch what rolls off the trailer first. More often than not, it's wearing this name. Ask the average homeowner if they've ever heard of it, and you'll mostly get a blank stare. That gap right there between what the people who mow for a living trust and what the public knows is exactly why Scag earns its spot. Here's the foundation. Scag Power Equipment is a division of Metalcraft of Mayville, and it's been building mowers since the brand was founded back in 1983 by a man named Dane Scag. Now pay attention to that name, because Dane Scag is one of the true giants of this entire industry, and his fingerprints are all over it. Before Scag, he founded Bobcat. After Scag, he founded Great Dane, and it was Great Dane's Surfer that was actually the first stand-on zero-turn ever brought to market, a company he later sold to John Deere in the year 2000. So when a lot of folks online sloppily credit Scag with inventing the stand-on, here's the truth. It was the man, Dane Scag, doing it under a different company he started. And here's what makes Scag matter for a video about who's really American-made. Scag doesn't dabble, doesn't outsource the soul of the machine, and doesn't make mowers for anybody else. In their own words, Scag makes Scag mowers. Nobody else makes them for us, and we do not make mowers for other companies. Every machine starts as flat sheet steel or tube steel. They punch it, press it, bend it, cut it, weld it, paint it, assemble it, and ship it across 6 factories in Wisconsin, totaling over 1 million square feet. They even mold their own plastic fuel tanks. That's not assembly. That's manufacturing, top to bottom. And it makes them one of the largest independent commercial mower makers in America. Independent, meaning no global conglomerate owns them. Now the machine that built the legend, the flagship Turf Tiger 2. And this is where you separate real iron from marketing. The Velocity Plus deck isn't one thin sheet stamped into a pan. The deck top is 3 separate steel plates stacked up to nearly ½ an inch thick, right where the blades do their work, wrapped in a 7-gauge skirt. The blade spindles? cast iron housings spinning on tapered roller bearings. That's 50% more load-carrying strength than the cheap ball bearings most machines settle for, with top-mounted grease fittings so you're never crawling under the deck to service them. Power runs through dual 16cc hydro gear pumps and Parker wheel motors. And here's the detail that tells you everything. A solid drive shaft drives that deck, not a long, stretchy belt that slips and wears. You get your choice of a 52, 61, or 72-inch deck, engines from Kawasaki, Briggs Vanguard, a Kubota diesel, or Kohler propane, a 12-gallon tank, and a Tiger Eye system watching the machine in real time from the seat. Now let me clear up something the internet constantly botches, because accuracy is the whole game here. The Turf Tiger 2 tops out at up to 12 miles an hour. If you've heard somebody throw around 16 miles an hour for a Scag, that's a different machine. That's the Cheetah 2, Scag's Speed Demon, and it's a separate animal. On the warranty, Scag puts real teeth behind it, and I've got the exact terms straight from them. Non-commercial use, 3 years or 500 hours, whichever comes first. Commercial use, 2 years. And that Velocity Plus deck, covered against manufacturer's defects for 3 full years. Parts and labor the first 2 years, parts in the third. The spindles get that same 3-year backing. The engine, like every honest brand on this list, is warranted separately by whoever built it. Kawasaki, Kohler, Vanguard, Kubota. And now, the honesty, because that's the deal. Scag does not build its own engines. It sources them just like everybody on the planet. The frame, the deck, the fabrication, the assembly, that's the American-built part you're paying for. And let's be real about who this machine is for. If you're babying a small, flat suburban lot, a Turf Tiger 2 is glorious overkill. Even Scag's entry homeowner machines are more mower than most backyards need, and the commercial flagship climbs into serious money. This is a machine built to be worked hard for a long, long time. That's a fiercely independent name the pros vote for with their own wallets. But our last brand takes the independent story and stretches it across more than 100 years. A family that's had its name on the line in the same small Wisconsin town since before your great-grandfather bought his first tractor. Number 5, the grand finale. And if the others on this list earned their spot, this one earned the closing chair. Because while every other brand here measures its history in decades, this family measures it in a century. Gravely, built today in Brillion, Wisconsin. And to tell this story right, you've got to tell it in 2 threads that braid together into one of the deepest American roots in this entire industry. Thread 1 is the name on the deck, Gravely. That name goes all the way back to a man named Benjamin Franklin. Gravely, who patented his motor plow in 1916. 1916. Before most of the brands fighting for your dollar today were even a daydream, Gravely was already putting American-built power equipment into American hands. Thread 2 is the family that carries it now, Ariens. The Ariens Company started in 1933 when Henry Ariens took his sons out to the garage in Brillion to show them his new gas-powered tiller. In 1982, Ariens bought the Gravely brand and eventually brought the whole operation home to Brillion. And here's the heart of it. This company has stayed in the same family, in the same small Wisconsin town, for over 90 years. It's run today by Dan Ariens, the great-grandson of the founder, with the 5th generation already in the building. Same bloodline, a same zip code. They like to say they don't just put their family name on the machine, they put it on the line. Today the split is simple. Gravely is the commercial brand the pros run, and Ariens is the residential brand for the homeowner. And here's the kicker for our whole story. This is the company that, more than anybody on this list, says the honest part out loud. The CEO himself, Dan Ariens, put it about as plain as a man can. Everything they build, they start at sheet metal and work their way through. And they assemble it and box it up right there in Brillion. But, and he says this part too, no dodging, they import some of their engines and some components from around the world to stay competitive. That, right there, is the whole truth of this video in one breath. American steel, American fabrication, American assembly, and an honest tip of the hat to the engine that comes from a specialist. No flag waving, no fine print, just a man telling you exactly how the machine gets made. Now the iron. The flagship commercial line is the ProTurn 600, and it's no joke. The cutting deck is Gravely's fabricated 7-gauge X-Factor deck, built top to bottom from genuine heavy steel and backed by an exclusive limited lifetime deck warranty. The whole thing sits on a heavy-duty, single-piece tubular steel frame, 1.5 inches by 3 inches, with 4 engine isolation points engineered to knock down vibration so you're not rattled to pieces by quitting time. Up top, you can spec a Kawasaki FX 1000, making 35 to 38.5 horsepower, a 12.5-gallon fuel system, and a 60-inch deck. That's a machine built to eat acreage and ask for more. And the lineup runs the full ladder, from the homeowner-friendly Ariens residential zero turns all the way up through the ProTurn commercial line, plus the Pro Stance for the crews who'd rather stand. On warranty, Gravely backs the commercial machines hard. Figure a multi-year, multi-hour commercial warranty on the midline, like 5 years or 1,500 hours. And that lifetime coverage on the fabricated deck is a real standout promise. Always confirm the exact terms on the exact model you're eyeing, but make no mistake, they stand behind this iron. Now I owe you the honest part, because we don't deal in fairy tales here. Ariens Co. is no tiny garage shop anymore. It's a family-owned global company. They build in Brillion, yes, but also down in Fayetteville, Tennessee, and they own a couple of overseas brands too. And I'll give it to you completely straight. In early 2026, the company cut some shifts at the Brillion campus and laid off workers, a hard stretch even for a 90-year-old name. That's the real world, and you deserve to hear it. Not a press release, but the bloodline still runs the place, and the machines still get fabricated and built on American soil. Now, before you go thinking these 5 are the only honest names left standing, let me be straight with you one more time. They're not the only Americans in this fight, but here's the gut punch. For every family that held the line, there's a brand that started out just as red, white, and blue, and then handed over the keys. Still built here, a lot of them, but the independence, the we answer to nobody but our customers, that got sold. Let's run the roll call. Start with the cruelest one, Hustler. Out of Heston, Kansas. This is the company that invented the whole thing. Excel Industries built the first hydrostatic zero-turn mower clear back in 1964. The grandfather of the entire category. And in 2021, Stanley Black and Decker, yeah, the power tool conglomerate, bought the parent company, Excel, for $375 million. The mowers are still made in Heston, but the scrappy independent that started it all now answers to a corporate boardroom in Connecticut. Then there's the betrayal right in Bad Boy's own backyard. Spartan, built in Batesville, Arkansas, the exact same town as Bad Boy. And here's the kicker. Spartan was founded in 2013 by Robert Foster, one of the two guys who co-founded Bad Boy in the first place. He left, started Spartan down the road, built it into a real player, and then, in January of 2022, he sold the whole operation to the Toro company for $400 million. The Batesville Mower War ended with a giant from Minnesota writing the check. Keep going. Ferris, out of Sherrill, New York, famous for that patented suspension, and Snapper, that name your granddad probably owned. Both of them belonged to Briggs and Stratton. And Briggs itself, it filed for bankruptcy in 2020 and got bought up out of Chapter 11 by a New York private equity firm called KPS, Capital Partners. So the brand that makes the Vanguard engines half this industry runs on, it's PE-owned now too. And it doesn't stop. Exmark, out of Beatrice, Nebraska, that's a Toro brand. Cub Cadet and Troy-Bilt, those rolled up under Stanley Black, and Decker through its $1,600 million takeover of MTD. One by one, the independents got swallowed. Now, I'll give you one honorable mention that's still swinging, but I've got to be honest about it too. Bad Boy, founded in that same Batesville garage back in 1998 by Phil Pulley and Robert Foster, and to this day, it builds heavy American steel at a value price that's genuinely hard to argue with. But it's no longer the pure founder-owned shop it started as, a private equity firm. The Sterling Group took an investment stake back in 2019, so if your whole game is the most American iron for the fewest dollars, Bad Boy still belongs in your conversation, eyes open about the money behind it. And look, there are a few other genuinely American builders I didn't have the room to crown today. Names like Grasshopper out of Kansas, or Altos up in Minnesota. I'd tell you to do your own digging on exactly where each one stands and who owns it now, because that's the whole point of this video. Don't take the badge's word for it. Go find out for yourself.